I'm so tired, but I have to talk about Megaleech. But yeah, what's up, guys? It's your boy Vince Ryder, and I'm supposed to be packing up, get to bed to actually go to this, trip to LA, my vacation, my weekend vacation slash skate tour. But yeah, pretty much. I just want to really put this video out there, and I just did a couple of notes here and there, and hopefully there's nothing in the background. I know there's some hammering, something's building something during this beautiful, sunny, very hot day. So they're suffering, and I'm I'm just chilling, but also giving you this review. So yeah, this is gonna be interesting. Me talking about episode 10, season 4 of Miraculous Ladybug. So let's hop into it. And pretty much I have a couple of notes here. Yes, I'm back at the notes again, doing these reviews with the notes. Usually I do them freestyling and free airballing and LeBron James, and yeah, I just decided to do it professionally. So yeah, Megaleech. Man, there's a lot of times in this, episode where I'm like, when I see the trailers, I'm like, ugh. But I'm not gonna go full on detail. I know for a fact that, there's stuff that is reminiscent to a couple of other episodes, but I kind of forgot some of them, especially when you're recording stuff on the spot and at the moment. Yeah, I don't have time to memorize. What do you think this is? But other than that, yeah, it starts off with Mylene is doing a ritual. Pretty much that necklace has to do something about it. I guarantee that necklace needs to be like, some past of, knowing who the character is, especially with a lot of the characters. I mean, I remember Max with Max, is that her name? That happens to have like, the watch thing that is from his dad. Something about that. But yeah, also later on in the episode is one of my favorites, because I remember I thought it was like in Wishmaker that was showcasing that, but no, I heard that is it true that Wishmaker is the last one for this season? God, that quickly, huh? But yeah, pretty much a lot of stuff. Well, not a lot of stuff, but something that I really am so happy that this episode has is actually the whole entire squad, and we're gonna get into that in a minute. Miley's doing a ritual, not a ritual, actually just, I do rituals like, pounding my chest or getting hype and listening to some, music that gets me hype in case if I go on the show for something. I don't know if I'm ready to record, if I'm ready to do something, or if I'm ready to skate. I kind of do. I wouldn't say rituals, but I prep myself, like rub my hands, drink a little water and actually focus and get into my zone. And I'm like, yo, I'm ready to shred. I'm ready to do this. But, this is what Mylene's doing, pretty much trusting herself and, touch her necklace for good luck. Because sometimes that's a normal thing that, people do, especially athletes. They kind of like clench their like, necklace. They touch their tattoos like, hey, let's do this. This is for you, ma. This is for you, dad. If, especially if they have tattoos on, something like that. And that's pretty much a cool thing as well. Also, yeah, she sets off with his man, Ivan, to protest. As pretty much later on in the episode, Marinette can't catch a break, as with all that hammering, like what I'm dealing with here, Marinette wakes up and basically ends up to the oxygen project that the mayor is preparing for in construction, having this whole kind of event going on as the mayor is preparing for this, like, oxygen tower project, Hickey-Madoo, whatever it is. I don't know, guys. Look, it's just like something about like for pollution air or whatever. I think there's this thing that I remember my astronomy teacher said something like, hey, we need more trees. That's the reason why, climate change is really sucky now, because, well, people keep cutting these damn trees. And I'm like, oh, I guess that's what it is. So basically you're telling me that, in Paris, if these trees are cut down, then wildfires everywhere, like basically what I have to deal with here in California. God help me. But that's I guess that's my perspective. Also, it's in the city. It's small pounds of like trees inside a rich like city neighborhood or something. Like if it wasn't the freaking forest, like, hey, we're gonna cut down the forest, we're gonna get these trees so I can build this. It would make sense. But it's in a freaking like, this park. And I know for the park, they shouldn't take down the park and stuff like that. But putting on a building, like, where's that money coming to? That's pretty expensive, especially knowing that obviously Gabriel is setting this up, that's for sure. preparing in construction, the mirror itself, which is not sure, but if it's Chloe's plan, that's what I put in the notes. The police officer tries to stop Mylene, to basically, as Mylene was, trying to protest, like, hey, stop doing this, but didn't work as Mylene was stopped by the police officer, aka Sabrina's dad. Um, Marinette is late to class as she rushed in there. And also, as she comes into the class, Miss Bustier was like wondering, like, "Hey, where's Mylene?" And it is as she is pretty much later on in with the officer as she's in right timing as the teacher calls the officer. Wait, Miss Bustier, like pretty much, I'm trying to wonder what happened to that pregnant, like saying that she's pregnant and stuff like that. We're just gonna ignore that. Also, how did you get the number, freaking officer? How do you get Miss Boostier's number? I know this is the police, the only officer, I guess, in the freaking, in Parasite, biggest like city in Europe, and yet one officer. Yep, this guy. But the later on the teacher called the officer and yeah, has his number for some reason. All Miss Bustier gathered all the class to actually get to the park to stop this whole thing to help Mylene. And yeah, also we see Alia as the lady blogger. I guess she's back. And everyone seems to be, watching the lady blogger. That's kind of cool, honestly. Like, I don't know how she would get the ads and all that. Even the villains or something like that. They're getting all the news or everything. I'm guessing the news station, but also maybe the lady blogger. I'm not sure. It's a couple of stations and stuff like that. You have one that is trying to be CNN, and you got the main CNN in the scene. But later on, as Miss Bustier is, approached, and as well with the students, also shocked that the mayor is chopping the trees. Even the fireman is giving the mayor like, "Hey, you can chop these trees. This is cool, isn't it?" And the mayor seems to be pictured as the bad guy in this whole episode, which I keep thinking to myself, the mayor itself is not a bright person, even though I do have empathy for the mayor. But it just seems like he's not well rounded in terms of what he's really doing at all, especially kind of those trees. And this is the part where, I tried to stay away from talking about the oxygen tower or whatever the mayor's project is trying to cook up, because it's just complicated as it is for me to ever talk about it, because I just don't know the knowledge of this construction, the ecology, whatever it's called. But yeah, the class protest, as Mylene asks why mayor is doing this, and then shows a video basically, well, the mayor shows a video from Gabriel. Literally, Gabriel's voice is playing on this video, and Adrian is in the freaking ad. Adrian was, funny enough, tricked, as he thought it was for something, like it was for a perfume, but he didn't know it was actually for the project, the air project. But I guess nobody in the class, especially Mylene, was not taken by it in any way. And Adrian probably didn't know. You kind of see through his eyes, like, yeah, he was tricked definitely by Gabriel, and that has to be Gabriel. Like Gabriel's son is in there doing the whole ad thing. Like, come on, I bet the director is there involved as well. And we got Kim still wondering what the word revitalize is. Me also trying to understand the word. I feel Kim. But yeah, the tower being a device for fresh air, as the ad portrays, as Mylene isn't buying it. But we got Chloe, in the other hand, pretty much seems to be in Dad's side, surprisingly. And I don't know what it is. I get this feeling like, the dad or the mayor is beginning to be somewhat a part of Chloe, as this episode kind of showcases that I still have, somewhat of like love and also empathy for the mayor, but it's just like not this episode. Definitely not this episode. It just seems like it's going in in the opposite. Marinette also seems to figure this out, as it for some reason it exposes the mayor, and the mayor is now being looked as a bad guy. I don't know. Look, I watched this all in one part, okay? Mylene also then points out that her and the boyfriend has been ignored while everyone is busy with class. I mean, for this scene itself, basically putting on a little flashback, as Mylene, of course, the whole class is with Mylene, but not when Mylene was actually protesting while everyone was busy with lunch and school. Come on, people are busy. You think you can protest like 24/7, and that's not really how it is in real life itself. But hey, I digress. Later on, as the mayor is beginning to be impatient and starts cutting the trees, as the class tries to protect the trees, as everyone Paris soon arrives through the Ladybug or some news outlets. Notice how the mayor is beginning to be like his daughter, as it showcases. The mayor tries to call Gabriel. Then that's when Gabriel was like, "Ooh, this is the perfect chance for me." And then Shadowmon appears as to give Mayor the akumatization or his powers. Then the Maledictator is back and approaching, but with the Megaleech. This time, Gross's enemy, as I put it in the notes, as they invaded the brains to control them. Everyone is working together to attack the tree, or actually, because, well, the Maledictator has several Maledictators, inside the brains, again, and then they all tries to, stop, kill the trees, as if, like body bags or something like that. And Mylene almost gets leeched, but then the boyfriend, Ivan, saves Mylene. What a true man, I'm telling you right now. But, unfortunately, Ivan is now not akumatized, but is a zombie, and all of them turn into zombies. And I'm gonna, hold on, give me a minute. Hot, hot, hot. All right. Gotta place myself because it's about to get real in here, or maybe I'm just sweating in my bed. As Marlene almost gets leech, you got the boyfriend Ivan sacrificing himself, and as for her, as Mylene then runs away, and then later on we see Cat Noir transform, and Adrian turned to Cat Noir, and then Alia then gets caught. Pretty much Cat Noir did save Alia, but not enough, because these little leeches things are little maledictators are very skippy. I mean, especially how small and how. One thing is that really kind of grosses with me with this concept of an enemy is that I was worried that, and this is gonna gross you out. So if you're eating, please stop. Okay, I would. I mean, unless you're like, I don't know, baller or tough like that, no one like, oh, I can take anything. But look, if there was a sea of maledictators, that would just be it. Like, I would just close the episode and be like, you know what? No review. Nope, not gonna watch the whole thing. I'm just thinking about that, and it just grosses me out every time I think about it. I'm like, ugh. But yeah, chat gets worried as Ladybug almost gets caught by Mylene, as Marinette was about to turn to Ladybug, and then Mylene. I guess Mylene would be okay to find out, but it's understandable. Dan gets Marinette out to a safer place, which is basically to the sewers. And then we got, Marinette being like, oh, I'm scared of the sewers. And then we start to see Mylene trying to motivate Ladybug, like, hey, I used to be afraid of sewers. I'm still afraid of everything, especially being afraid of protesting. But actually, it didn't really fade her, because one thing that Mylene gave to Ladybug, or I mean Marinette, is basically this badge of honor, just to showcase it. It shows a bit of character and actually kindness, true Mylene, and has that character of her. Like, I really do appreciate that, even though a lot of times, especially before seeing this episode, I didn't really care much about Mylene. I'm like, okay, well, unless she gets the powers, which she did, and that's basically why I do now care about her, because she could be a very powerful kind of asset to Ladybug's repertoire of the squad, as they head down. And also Marinette then scares Mylene. Basically, I get it, no options, but still, what a dark way of actually playing that, like, as she's scared. Like, you can only, like, I'm surprised, like, Shadowmon didn't akumatize her and her fears and worries, because you can also get akumatized with that kind of, emotion. But other than that, no, it didn't happen. And then that's when Marinette turns into Ladybug. Tiki also didn't have a word for this, I guess. I think they didn't have enough time, with the judgment look. But I'm like, if only Tiki had a word on this. I really was hoping for that. Transform as looks for, and then, as she was done transforming, looks for Cat Noir, as Cat Noir basically, I thought, was almost caught, but not really. Uses the lucky charm as she receives an ice skate. And I kind of want to talk about this a little bit, because if this wasn't a kid show, it would be a freaking knife, okay? What the heck, ice skate? Okay, I guess, like, hey, we gotta, use this. And pretty much what the ice skate is for is cutting, or at least, as way I put it, killing these little maledictators. I guarantee you I would stomp these maledictators if they ever come to my room. I would stomp them. It would be no damn kids show. It would be blood splatter. Blah. But of course, kids show, you have to use the ice skate, you have to cut the ribbon, and then they become like unakumatized, and they're, the feather and the butterfly, and then that's when Ladybug basically uses that and thought it was over, like goodbye butterfly, and she thinking like, oh, this is easy, it's all done. Not really, because there's a millions of them, and we're heading for the main source. Cuts the littlest leeches, so they die. Ladybug thought it was done, so, since she saw the butterfly. I'm just reading this. And the feather, but nope. Chad distracts all the zombies as Ladybug tries to find Mylene. And that's when, of course, Mylene is crying, worried, feeling like there's no hope. As Ladybug finds her, Mylene almost rejects as she has fears. Again, kind of, addressing the fears in this one, which kind of plays a big aspect through Mylene's character, I guess. But Ladybug says otherwise, as she trusts her. And then, I don't know what name they gave Mylene for the mouse, but I basically call her Mooline, because Mulo, as the Kwame, as the Kwame scares Mylene. But, and also, I don't understand this. I wish they had found the time for a bit more of a connection, because we saw that with, Trix and Alia, but with Rena Rouge, but not for this one. There was not a connection. It was just like freaking the mouse Kwame scared Mylene, and I guess that's somewhat of a connection of a storyline there. Didn't have enough time for that. I mean, I wish they kind of built into that a little bit. We saw that with with the Pegasus, with I think Lucas, that's his name, Max, the butter, and also with Rena Rouge, but not for this one. We even saw him with Monkey King. And where's Monkey King in this? I was really hoping to see Monkey King. Oh my god. I mean, as much as I, really don't care much about Kim, I cared about him if he is a hero. When they turn into heroes, they're a whole different type of person. And that's when I'm like, yo, you the dopest now. Okay, I don't know. That's just me. But then the transformation for Mylene, and which is pretty cool, I guess, as, with the hoodie and also the shoes. And I like, yeah, this actually works. It's cute. It's nice. And Ladybug then runs out to the sewers, but almost runs into a big fan. And pretty much later on in this fan, we see Mylene actually, is now beginning to be scared. But later on in this scene here, Mylene jumps on the freaking fan. I'm like, are you crazy? That's not logic. Like, I'm just really thinking like, that's kind of terrifying. You're jumping on a freaking fan. You will die. Blood and guts flying out there. Okay, I'm telling you, I guess the fear is not a factor, because I'm not scared of that, but still, I would piss myself if I was like, if freaking Ladybug was like, yeah, just jump into it. No, I do not. I don't trust you. I don't care if you're the hero, Ladybug. I'm out of here. I'm going out the long way. Not here, that's for sure. But I guess that's why, Mylene uses her powers to create the multi, because, her being multi-mouse, it creates a multi-power using multiverse, as in different sections of creating millions and millions of Mylenes. Mylene, there's a bunch of nicknames in this kind of like section here. But yeah, Mylene showcases her powers, jumps as the fan flies, and millions of Mylenes out to defeat the freaking little maledictators. One by one as the Megaleeches, and I guess that took a while. Seeing like at this point, like I'm surprised that all of them actually, are out, all the maledictators, because it would take a while to actually, because literally it's a 1v1 in people's heads. Literally. Got kicked out as the chat then gets caught as well. The cat noir has a little thing in his head. Obviously the maledictator. But doesn't take off the miraculous, which I'm thinking to myself like, couldn't that be the reason? I don't know. Maybe because the maledictator is controlling it, and we don't really I'm not sure if like Gabriel or Shadow Moth is controlling it to actually get the Miraculous. So I don't know what's up with that. Good thing Marlene was there to help chat. And also Ladybug then gets the whole squad. Literally, Ladybug was like, yep, I'll be back. As the second time of this episode, by the way. But this time with the whole squad. We're talking about like Pegasus, Queen Bee, which is Zoe, Kagami, which I'm happy about, and Carapace, and also some other characters. If they had the whole characters, I guarantee you, in the finale, we might see Monkey King, we might see Rena Rouge, because for some reason Rena Rouge was not in this one, but the whole squad, and probably more, or Pagella. Now that would be dope. I'm not sure if Pagella's in there. I'll have to do a second check. But man, like everybody was useful. They used all their powers. Each one took a turn. I love Kagami's power, as the red dragon. So that was sick. That was sick. And pretty much all gathered for a group pose as they're waiting for Cat Noir. And it looks dope. It looks dope. I love episodes that really features a unite of these Teen Titans, basically. And it would just be amazing to actually have an episode where we can see more episodes of the squad by just them doing their thing, and especially being comfortable knowing who each other's identity is. And that's what I like about Rena Rouge. Rena Rouge who knows who Ladybug is, not just the audience. But that would be cool if we can actually find an episode where everyone knows who each other are instead of their identity or something like that. It's understandable why they have to keep it secret. Still, it will be cool. Hopefully that'll be coming someday. And pretty much, yeah, this was also the episode where I thought it was Wishmaker, but it isn't, because I thought Wishmaker is the one with the whole heroes. Maybe that's another episode out there. But yeah, everything is back to normal, and yeah, all things are fixed. The squad coming down though was the sickest. I don't know, it was a little thing. It's something that is not something to be crazy about or anything. When the whole squad was in unison, I'm like, damn, god damn, I was hype. I was like, god, this is why I love the show. And just the whole unite, knowing that they're in unison like a family, and they can be heroes. Like the literal, like I'm just hoping for this, Miraculous Ladybug. I love the shipping. I love, the characters, but all the characters as one and becoming like the new Teen Titans is a dream that I wanted to see, and Astruck truly delivered through this one. I wish it had more of the characters, more of the heroes. That could have been cool. I'm still expecting for that. But yeah, Mara's given a special lucky charm, specific lucky charm as with different colors. And then later on, all things are back to normal. We got the freaking Mara actually working, actually fix things, as a good. And I guess the Mara's on, the good side now, not on the Chloe side. But yeah, later on we see Adrian coming back home to his father. And the father basically sending Adrian to his room because I guess the Adrian didn't really cooperate with the father from the project. Hey, smart choice for that one. I don't know why the father sees it, but hey, the father's evil, so what's new? But also the father actually was playing with the ring, which I'm like, what are you trying to tell me? What are you trying to tell me here? I don't know. But other than that, thank you guys for watching. Hope you subscribe, like, comment, all that jazz. And thank you guys. I'll be back from my vacation. I gotta take a break from all these reads, from all these videos I've been making. And yeah, the whole 9 yards. The whole 9 yards. Your boy is tired. But I'm still ready to make more videos if I have to. I just need a break, of course. Other than that, I gotta get packing. I gotta get ready for my vacation tomorrow, because things about to get crazy. Hope you guys enjoying this review. Hope you enjoy, link in the description of the other reviews of the other episodes I did for Miraculous Ladybug. I love this show, and I can't wait for the finale. So peace.